Water, aka lazy seltzer. We all drink water every day, but recently in Florida, someone tried to turn the water into a weapon.
Now to a shocking case of computer hacking in Pinellas County, Florida. Investigators are trying to hunt down the person who tried to poison a public water supply remotely.
The plant operator monitoring the water plant in the Tampa Bay city of Oldsmar noticed computer breaches starting at about 8 a.m. Friday morning. The hacker was controlling the computer system's mouse and was able to increase the level of sodium hydroxide in the water supply from about 100 parts per million to more than 11,000 parts per million.
This is obviously a significant and potentially dangerous increase. Sodium hydroxide, also known as lye, is the main ingredient in liquid drain cleaners.
If ingested in large amounts, sodium hydroxide can cause vomiting, chest, and abdominal pain. Fortunately, a plant operator immediately reduced the levels back to what was safe.
Okay, this is insane. A hacker was this close to poisoning the water supply of a county in Florida. I mean, luckily it wouldn't have worked anyway, since Floridians don't even drink water. They get all the hydration they need from Red Bull and whatever this is. Tastes like blue. But not only was this hacking evil, it was also just lazy. You want to poison the water supply? You roll your ass out of bed and pee in the reservoir like they did in the good old days. Lazy ass hacking bitch. And by the way, is it just me? Or is it weird that the computer for Florida's water system even lets you pump that much sodium hydroxide into the water supply? Forget the hackers. Should the computer even have an option to poison the entire county? At least make it so you have to click on all the squares with streetlights first. Moving on to some international news out of New Zealand, Australia's Hawaii. In addition to being a full-size recreation of Middle-earth, New Zealand is also a real country with its own government. And yesterday, a meeting of Parliament broke out into a fight over what it really means to show respect.
A member of the New Zealand Parliament was ejected because he was not wearing a tie. Rawiri Watiti, the co-leader of the country's Maori party, was asked to leave the chambers on Tuesday. It's all because of a tie mandate for male lawmakers. And Watiti was wearing a traditional greenstone necklace that he says is a nod to his native people.
As you can clearly see, this attire is business attire as far as I'm concerned. That is not part of my culture, ties, and it's forcing the indigenous peoples into wearing what I described as a colonial noose.
Yes, thank you. This guy is so right. Nobody should have to wear a tie. They serve zero purpose. That's why instead of wearing a tie, I just wrap a fruit by the foot around my neck. If I'm going to be uncomfortable, I'm at least going to get my snack on. Also, why would you want to make this man wear a tie? Ties were invented so that boring guys could try and look more interesting. Oh, look, I have a thing around my neck. This man has those amazing traditional tattoos. He doesn't need to be more interesting with a thing. You don't want to distract from that with a lame-ass tie. It's like making The Rock wear mom jeans. And look, I get that in the past, neckties served a very important purpose. They were used to point to a guy's penis. But guys, it's 2021. We figured out where the penis is. We can get rid of the arrows now. If you ask me, ties are more trouble than they're worth. Why do you think there's always those creepy guys at the office? It's because their ties are choking them just a little bit all day long. And they're like, oh, I'm being choked. Is it sex time? It must be sex time. Why else would I be choked? Ties are so dumb that even colonizers couldn't get people on board with them. You need to accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior. Okay, I guess heaven sounds cool. And now I will take your land and I will sleep with your wife. Well, you've got the guns, so what can I say? And also, you must take this ribbon, wrap it around your neck, and suffocate yourself to look professional. Nigga, are you out of your mind?